Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio.
Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that unfolded in Detroit, Michigan. On August 22, 2025, a 40-year-old woman was at work at Henry Ford Hospital, where she'd worked for more than 2 decades. She was building toward a better future. But that morning, her ex-husband walked into her workplace. Within minutes, her life was taken. This is the story of Latricia Green Brown. Latricia Green Brown was 40 years old when her life was taken. For more than 20 years, she worked at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, a place that had become a second home. But Latricia wanted more for herself. In the summer of 2025, she was working toward a new chapter, a future she was working hard to build. She loved her children, she dreamed of traveling, and more than anything, her loved ones say she wanted to feel safe, emotionally, physically, secure. Latricia had married Mario Dwayne Green. By 2018, they were divorced. But the relationship did not end. Mario Green, a 53-year-old man, continued to insert himself into Latricia's life. Court records show he had a lengthy criminal history, including serious felonies and prior probation. Prosecutors would later describe a pattern of control, of obsession, and an escalating behavior. By June of 2025, Latricia knew that she was in danger. On June 13th, she filed a personal protection order against Mario Green. In her filing, she stated that he was stalking her, calling her workplace, harassing hospital employees, attempting to access her work area without permission. The court denied the first request. The harassment did not stop. It escalated. In her court filing, Latricia wrote that Mario broke into her car, cut up her clothes and shoes, and followed her. On July 20th, 2025, she filed for a second personal protection order. This time, her words were desperate. She wrote, "I have tried being cordial because I feel that the system has now let me down each time that I have tried to make reports on this man. My father was murdered, and now, with this situation, I am in mental distress and scared, not knowing what to do. I am asking for help before this goes too far and things are too late." On July 21st, a judge approved the protection order. But approval did not mean protection. The order was never served, and therefore, it could not be enforced against him. Under Michigan law at the time, the responsibility to ensure a protection order was served fell on the petitioner. Service could require paying fees and mileage, costs that could add up to $100 or more, depending on the county. Between June and August, Mario Green continued contacting and showing up at Henry Ford Hospital. On August 22, 2025, at approximately 9:45 a.m., Green walked into the area of Henry Ford Hospital where Latricia was working. Surveillance video captured his movements. According to police, he told Latricia he was there to drop off belongings. She told him to leave. Arguing followed, then a gunshot. The Wayne County Medical Examiner would later rule that Latricia died from a close-range gunshot wound. Minutes after entering the building, cameras showed a man matching Mario Green's description running from the scene, with what appeared to be a gun in his hand. Latricia Green Brown was pronounced deceased at the hospital where she had worked for more than 20 years. Mario Green fled in a white 2011 Dodge Charger. The vehicle was later found abandoned near Trojan and Lasser on Detroit's west side. A massive manhunt followed. Detroit police, Michigan State Police, the FBI, and ATF agents joined the search. Green was not taken into custody until shortly before 3 a.m. the next day. Investigators also arrested Anthony Lee Lamont Barnett, who was charged as an accessory after the fact and, according to prosecutors, accused of helping Mario Green after the shooting and lying to police. On August 25, 2025, Mario Green was formally charged with first-degree murder, discharge of a firearm in a building causing death, aggravated stalking, and multiple firearm-related felonies. If convicted, he faces life in prison without parole. Mario Green's defense attorney has maintained his client's innocence and criticized the investigation. But prosecutors point to a different story: surveillance footage, witness statements, a documented history of stalking, and a protection order that was signed but never served. In the months that followed, Green's case moved through the courts. A probable cause hearing was held in early September. A preliminary examination followed. And on December 18, 2025, a judge ruled there was enough evidence to send Mario Green over for trial in circuit court. Latricia's death exposed a dangerous gap in Michigan's legal system. At the time, Michigan was one of the only states where the burden of ensuring service of protection order fell on the victim. Even after a judge signed the order, even when danger was clear, Latricia did everything she was told to do. Her death sparked outrage across the state. Democratic Senator Stephanie Chang of Detroit and Republican Senator Ruth Johnson of Hawley introduced bipartisan legislation to change the law. Senate Bill 611 and 612 would require immediate, no-cost service of personal protection orders by law enforcement. On December 9, 2025, the Michigan Senate passed the bills unanimously. The legislation now awaits action in the state House. And for the first time, the state has set aside funding so the cost of protection no longer falls on victims. Latricia's family hopes her untimely passing will lead to lasting change, that the next woman who asks for help won't be ignored. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and loved ones of Latricia Green Brown. As we close out this episode, remember that sharing Latricia's story helps spread awareness and keeps cases like hers from being overlooked. Follow Hunting for Answers for updates on this case and others like it. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime stories and case updates. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Until next time.
Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.